Docker, wherein previous session we installed Docker on Linux and explain how we install it on Mac and Windows. This session we will talk more about hands-on Docker, a few commands, and yeah, let's start. So I've logged in into into my VM wherein I have Docker installed previously. Now here, when the Docker is installed, uh, it creates a Docker 0 bridge interface, which is basically or a network interface, which basically is used by Docker to talk. And what I am doing here is that I just show you. So there is a bridge here, which is a normal default bridge which is generated, and I have created a demo bridge here. So this demo bridge is nothing but a separate bridge which is used for Docker, or which will be used by the Docker container. The aspect here is that normal bridge is never used because it does not have a DNS resolution capabilities and it's considered not safe. So it's always good to have our own Docker bridge. And the good part is the containers which are running in this particular bridge can talk to each other. Now let's show an example. So now let's see what are Docker images we have. I don't have a Docker image, so I just Docker pull. So what I'm doing here is I'm pulling a Docker image from the registry. So registry is something which is already available on the central repository wherein an image of Ubuntu is there, and I pull it. So now if I say Docker images, now the Docker image is on my machine. Now let's say that I create a container from this particular Docker machine, from this particular Docker image Ubuntu. So there is a way to run this which is called a Docker run. So this means that we are running a container, and normally any container which I run, I can just say Docker run, and then I can give the name to container, very simplistic, Ubuntu and Ubuntu. So now this runs a container. Now I have not given the image the tag as 18.04, so it is taking the latest tag. So what do you mean by tag? Tag is nothing but a version of the image which is used, and if you don't give any version, it's called a tag, and the latest tag is used. Now I have a latest tag. Now I ran my Docker run, but if I see the process is not running, so Docker ps is nothing but you see the processes of Docker which is not running. Then I say Docker ps minus a. So the process is exited. Why it's exited? Because the Ubuntu image, whatever I have, is not executable. It's just a container. It's just an image which can be more of a configuration. So what is mean by uh, execution and configuration? So this image, if I want to make it run forever, so I can just say Docker run minus I. Minus I is nothing but make it interactive, even though it's disconnected, even though it's not what you say, running it as a foreground process. And then I just say minus D. Minus D is a detached mode of main, that once the container is run, we detach it from the terminal. And then I just say minus minus name Ubuntu and Ubuntu. Well, there is already a container named Ubuntu because once the container has died, still the uh, container is existing. So what I do is I remove it, and when I run the container, I just pass another call minus minus rm, which means that remove it once the container is stopped. So there is no stopped container, so everything is removed. Now I ran the Docker, it went to the detached mode, and now I say Docker ps. Now you see the Docker is running. So it's running with the command bash. So the container is in the interactive mode wherein it is running. So now there are various aspects. Let's see, I say Docker container inspect Ubuntu. So this container is under network with a bridge, default bridge. So if you see here, this is a default bridge network which is connected, and the one demo bridge is not connected, and we have to explicitly say that please connect to this network. So for this, what we will do is we will create, or I have already created a demo bridge, but I can just say network remove demo Just that I remove it and I create a new one. Docker work create my bridge. So I created my new bridge. Now there are currently my container is running. So there is one way that I can create attach my container to this network. So I said network connect my bridge to Ubuntu. So which means that I'm connecting my container to this, or connecting bridge to this particular container. Again, I just say inspect, and now if you see, there is a bridge and there is my bridge. Now if my container is into this uh, two bridges, but the default bridge is with 172.17.02 and it's 172.18, so it is slash 8CIDR. And with this, the more number of bridges you connect, you can use it for intercommunication of containers, also isolation. So containers within my bridge cannot talk to containers within bridge, but now here, since two bridges are mentioned, it is able to talk to containers in the bridge, my bridge, and also the normal default bridge. So what is bridge network in a basic term is a network which basically allows you to have communication within your own network. It's called a bridge network. So what I do is I say the network disconnect my bridge, no, not my bridge, and then say Ubuntu. What I'm doing is I'm removing the bridge default from Ubuntu container, and then I say and again inspect. Then I've removed my container here, my bridge here, the default bridge. So I have as a normal bridge. So this is basically a Docker networking. And now what I will show is that let's create another container called how do I say, minus minus I, again interactive, minus rm, minus name is server, and Ubuntu. And I forgot minus D, which is a detached mode. So I created a server Ubuntu and I created a client. But in the client, I just say here minus network my bridge. So now I am connected for the client from my bridge and I am on the server. So now what happens is if I say docker ps, there is a client, there is a server. So like we log in into virtual machines with SSH for Linux and remote desktop for Windows, we can do docker exec with again minus I because we want it to be interactive, and minus T is the TTY and the name of the server or the name of the container, and it's server in my case. Sorry, and I have to give the command after it. So basically the way it works is you say exec minus I interactive minus TTY, the name of the container and the command what it has to run. So we want to have a bash. So I'd say bash, and I'm into the server now. So let's install. Let's run a netcat server here. So netcat now I'll say update, and I think that's not NC but netcat. Yeah. So I updated here and I say nc minus L listen minus P to 8888. Now my server is running here on 8888 and I say docker ps. So logged in here and I say docker ps, and I just say docker run minus I minus D minus rm. Oh no, I have already a client running. So I say docker exec minus I minus T, make it simple, minus IT, and client bash. Now here let's install a netcat. Yeah, so it's installed and I say netcat listen to server 8888. So it doesn't know what is a server because client does not know. They are on a different bridge network. So I just say exit and docker container inspect client. So if you see client is on my bridge, server is on a bridge. So what I do is just say docker network connect my bridge server. So what I'm doing here is that I'm adding server to listen to client. And now what I do is I just say exec into the client with bash and I say nc server list 8888. Sorry. Now if you see it's listening, now I just say type here hello. Oops, oh my god. The server times out. Okay. NSIT server bash. Okay, nc minus l server so 8888 minus p hello server hello server. Yeah, client. So now server and client are talking to each other because they are on a port 8888 which is being listened and they are on the same bridge. So if you see here, two containers are talking to each other, and I think this is the whole purpose of containers to network easily. So let's wind up here for Docker networking, and let's see later in sections how can I enable it on a port and some other commands of Docker volumes. Thank you.